Everybody. Okay, cool. So we can hear. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Hi guys, bitch. Okay, so welcome to my YouTube. This is my first time. This time, I think I'm getting it right. Um, I uploaded a couple of videos and they were, a little here and there. But here we are. So welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Open Figurine. My name is Tony Price, and I consider myself to be a public figure of some sort. So, yeah, that was weird. That was very odd. Okay, bloopers tape 2. Welcome to Open. No, cut. Bloopers tape 3. My name is Tony Price, and welcome to Open Figurine. Does it work? Okay. Well, all of that aside, I'll figure that out later. But what's up? Thank you, guys. So let's get right into it. I know. So this is really, really, really foreign to me, and I feel like really like on spot with doing this YouTube live. But I think I can manage it. And there we go. So I wanted to take this second and take this platform to engage and build an audience surrounded by, I hate to sound vain, but myself. I feel like with what you guys see on all social media, even though my following is very small, but it's a very, very strong unit, I feel like what you see is only, it leaves so much to the imagination. So I figured I'd create this YouTube channel to open up and to connect with you all. Yeah. So here we are, the Open Figurine. So a little bit about me. If you don't know already, my name is Tony Price. And I was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma on September the 3rd. And I am 28 years old now. So that really puts me at 1990. I.e., my name is Tony Price. I was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And my birthday is September 3rd, 1990. So that goes to say Virgo Nation. Yeah, that's that. Um, so I was born in the middle as a middle child of 3. I have an older sister and a younger sister. Older sister's 2 years older than me. My little sister is a year younger than me. So that kind of, I don't know if that really played a part in it, but you've heard of middle child syndrome, where like the middle child is always to himself or herself. Well, yeah, that's kind of how I was. I was always, like my own. We're all our own person. We're all very unique. Um, but I was always like withdrawn from everything and just kind of just like in bubblegum land or candy land or outer space or Power Ranger land or some mess like that. I was always in my imagination. And I guess safe to say I was seeking some type of attention in a sense, maybe, or just like, always, I don't know if I was just like acting out to seek attention or anything like that, but I've always found attention, whether it was on purpose or by accident or just naturally. I've always found attention. But um, so I was born in the middle of 2 girls. So yes, I'm the only son, and I was born to both my beautiful mother and my very handsome dad. Um, Small town Tulsa, Oklahoma. Um, some of what I loved to do as a kid, um, I was always an entertainer when I was in front of a crowd. I can remember like 6 years old or so, like always acting, like scenes of movies. And when two scenes that I know for sure that I would always act, two movies would be the Men in Black first movie. I would always act out that movie, Men in Black, and also y'all gonna kill me for this one. A Low Down Dirty Shame with which Wayans brother was that? Um, which Wayans brother was that? Hi Charles. Um, not Marlon, not Sean. Damon, was it Damon Wayans? I think Damon Wayans, A Low Down Dirty Shame. I don't think it's Damon, but I don't think it's Damon Wayans. But A Low Down Dirty Shame, I played that movie so well, y'all. I played that movie so good. And also the Men in Black first Men in Black movie, especially like the alien part with the little white guy. He's like, put your hands on your head. He's like, he turns around. He's like, put my head on my head. Like, I used to play that movie like all the time, and my family used to get kicks out of me playing the role of either that cockroach alien or um, either I hate to say this. I hate to confess this. Or Peaches off of Below Down Dirty Shame. My cousin, my big cousin, my older cousin, used to love to watch me play Peaches for some odd reason or another. But Jada Pickett Smith on A Low Down Dirty Shame was my girl. Like the way she fought that other chick, like I used to have that movie down packed. Um, so that was my movie. I used to love acting. I was in a few different theater programs growing up, um, as extracurricular activities. Um, I remember after school programs. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of A Pocket Full of Hope. Um, that was an after school program. I know for sure in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I remember having a role in there. Oh wow, it actually goes back further than that. But that was around like sixth grade or so. Um, and I remember having a role in their Christmas. Oh my God, Christmas! I remember having a role in their Christmas play. And before that, when I was in the first grade, I lived in Springfield, Missouri. Um, Springfield, Missouri, and when I was in the first grade, I had a role in another Christmas play, and I have a little solo. Christmas is love, Christmas is cheering. I never forget it. But funny thing is, after all of those acting, I was acting after that. I was acting in middle school. I think high school. I gave acting one last try, but I never could get over my stage fright. I had a huge phobia of speaking on stage and getting into character and on role on stage. It was like a huge mental block there. So I don't know what that was about. Um, yeah, crazy, crazy, crazy. Um, what's up, y'all? So the topic today, Charles, this is basically I'm just introducing myself, and I want to just give a little bit of my background and where I come from and some of the things that I love. I don't know what that was about, but I'm back. Oh God, wait, y'all. Okay, there we go. Just giving all my little secrets away. My first live does not want me to be great. Okay, so anyway, Okay. So so yeah, that was my that was a little bit of my childhood. So I was always acting. I love to be in front of. I don't know if it was more so like the performing or if it was like back then. It was just more so being active. Uh, so I got my start in like a couple of different Christmas plays. Now looking at it, I would love to continue like to act. I would love to continue to act and jumping into character for that. That's like it takes something different. But anyway, um, yeah. So I grew up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Migrated to I think Dallas, Texas first, and then from Dallas, Texas to Springfield, Missouri. From Springfield, Missouri, I migrated to Amet, Louisiana. From Amet, Louisiana, migrated to um, back to Dallas, Texas. From Dallas, Texas, back to well, actually, from Amet, Louisiana to Arlington, Texas. From Arlington, Texas to Tulsa, Oklahoma again. From Tulsa, Oklahoma, back to Dallas, Texas, aka Garland, Texas. From Garland, Dallas, Texas to Fort Worth, Texas, where I got into my first fight with a girl. That was a horrible experience, but she ran up on me first. Let me start that out there. She ran up on me first. Um, um, and I don't condone violence or fighting. Yeah. From I think I was no. From Fort Worth, Texas to Amet, Louisiana again, and by that time I was entering high school. Um, then from Amet, Louisiana, back to Houston, Texas. From Houston to Dallas. Okay, so now that I got that out the way. Hope y'all took notes. It's a lot. but okay, so acting. I did acting from literally about first grade to about fifth grade. Um, how serious do I get with this conversation? I endured some, some pretty intense childhood trauma, which I will get into on this channel in the near future, hopefully. But I did endure some childhood trauma um, that would later on affect some relationships. Um, and I also had moments of, a single parent household, which also plays a part of relationships that I want to get into my channel. Um, all cast members are welcome, of course. Would love to hear all of your stories. So, who would you like to interview with? Charles or myself? I slapped fish when I was 12. You slapped? Oh my God, female fish, okay. I thought you were talking about like fish, like in the water fish, like you slapped some fish. Could you imagine? Sometimes, I mean, I'm not gonna say that they need it. I'm not gonna be that person, but I mean, I feel like this. Anybody who decides that they're gonna put their hands on anybody else deserves what they got coming to them. And it's as simple as that. Because I believe in personal space, and although I may not react to a person invading my space, um, I do believe in if you put yourself in someone's space, then you just got what's coming for you, man or woman. And that's just that. Agree or disagree. So, just for the record. So, so extracurricular activities. All growing up, okay, so I was a runner. So, I ran, aside from acting, I ran track from the sixth grade to the 12th grade. I started off running the I think the 4x1. um, or 400 meter. I don't forgot what it was called in middle school. I think it was like a 400 meter or 300 meter dash or something like that in middle school. So I did that. I was an athlete down. Um, and then in ninth grade, I got more into the running track and field events um, in the form of the 4x1 relay, the 4x4 relay, the I think I, what was it called then? The mile, something like that. But or the, what was it called? Like the 400 meter or the 1600. It was the 1600 or was it the 1600? Something like that, like the 1200 or something like that. I don't know. But it's basically distance event on a track. Where one part, it's not the baton passing, the relay, but it's like, each individual competitor would run complete, 4 laps basically. I forgot what that was that called, but I think it's called like the 1200 or something like that. Um, I did that all through high school, 12th through 11th, 9th through 12th grade, and did those. I did the Oh, I also did the 300 meter hurdles, and I did the 100 meter hurdles, the sprint. Those were my favorite track events, competitions. Were those hurdles? I was a beast in the hurdles. Um, yes, I was a beast in the hurdles. I made it to state once though. Any other time I was just like doing it to, I guess, be active or something like that. But I did make it to state. I don't think I placed well in state. Otherwise, I would have had some big trophy, I'm sure. But that's neither here nor there. Um, but yeah, I did. I loved those hurdling events. Um, I also ran cross country all through high school. I ran varsity cross country, and if you don't know what cross country is, it's basically a 3 mile run for high schoolers anyway in the state of Louisiana. It is a 3 mile run through different courses. Um, so you'd have mud, you'd have high grass, you'd have dirt, you'd have hills. Um, Woods, and it was a very it required discipline, and it required it taught me discipline and endurance, because I remember times I used to be on that course thinking, how did I get myself into this? It was the absolute worst. Yeah, it was the worst. Um, yeah. Um, let's see. What you talking about? She tried it. Her and her brother beat. But wait, what? Oh, oh. I was wow. As a kid, I'm much better now. You see much better. You have a sturdy head on your shoulder. What is your real name, by the way? Um, cool. Um, Charles, you must let me know how the interview with you and Reese went. I'm still waiting on your details in my inbox. Like, what's up? Um, Tyson, JT. Okay, cool. Hi, JT. Okay, so yeah, I did cross country growing up. And by the way, on the topic of track and field, I was named after my late uncle. His name is Tony Fitzgerald. He's my dad's older brother by about a year, and he actually got accepted to OU. Um, I think class of '86, maybe. I want to say class of '86, perhaps, or '85 or something like that, '84. On a full ride track and field or athletic scholarship, as well as a full ride academic scholarship. I really wish I had his brain smarts and his discipline. unfortunately, I got my dad's gene of the mind. Like I'm very. My attention span is about here to y'all to the screen right there. But that's cool. But I'm named after my uncle, my dad's favorite brother, who also was a black gay man, um, who was very intelligent. So just thought I'd let you know that about myself. Um, so that was my high school life. During high school, okay. So during high school, that's when I first heard, started getting feedback about myself and the way that I come off to other people. So when I was a freshman in high school, I began high school in, just for the record, I began high school in Fort Worth, Texas. I went to East, I started off in Metro, which is an alternative school. That's sad. I was so bad. I really wasn't bad, but I was like so sporadic. I would get into that. So I was quote unquote bad in middle school. And so bad, in fact, that towards the end of my eighth grade year, um, here in Texas, middle school was from sixth to eighth grade, and then high school was from ninth to 12th grade. So towards the end of my eighth grade year, I was expelled from school for flashing some girls that I had a crush on. Well, they had a crush on me. I was just being a typical guy, a typical boy. I was just being a typical boy, and I flashed them. You know, they were just like all in shock, like, oh my god. I was like, yeah. So, and I got expelled for it. I got expelled for it. So I had to enter high school in an alternative school. Sucks. So, I was in Fort Worth, entering into high school. So after I had to spend my first semester in an alternative school. So when I actually, once I got into an actual public school, um, um, so JT, if that's for me, ask away. I would love your questions, please. So, or we can wait until we have our own private conversation. But you know, I got like my attention be going everywhere. I'm trying to stay focused. Like I'm trying not focused, but I'm trying to not like take you too far off. So, but by all means, go for the questions. Um, so, so okay, so yeah, Metro. Okay, so Metro, starting Metro second semester. I got into Easton Hills High School, and that's where I first learned about my demeanor. Um, so I lived with my cousin. I didn't live with my mom and my dad. Well, actually, yes, I did, and they lived with us during my freshman year of high school. And so my cousin, who I grew up with, we were in the same class. He's just like I think, let me see, he's 9 months, he's 10 months younger than I am. So we grew up side by side, literally since Head Start up until you know out. Um, Shout out to Dariana. Um, he came and he told me, he was like, "You walk like you higher than a principal." And yeah, that's how I found out that I had some type of about myself, some type of, I guess, air, as someone latter would put it. Um, and the second time I heard about my demeanor was actually through my dad. Was when I was, I think, maybe in the ninth grade or 10th grade. After I had moved from, okay, okay, Jesse. After I had moved from Fort Worth back to Amite, which is here where I am now. Got into Amite High School. Um, I had been like pretty popular. Um, I was really popular, y'all. I was really well known, and I got a lot of highs. Like I just be walking, everybody would be speaking to me. Like I would speak. I wouldn't even speak to the people first. I just like minded my business, and everybody would always, "Hey, Tony!" Like, see you come in. Like it's just how I was a nice guy. I was very friendly to everybody. And like Amite is a really small town. So our high school in my class was maybe like in my graduating class. I don't know. I'm gonna say like 150 to maybe like 150. It wasn't a lot of us. Maybe 150, 250, somewhere up in there. Um, so it's like pretty small. So walking the class, like walking the halls. I remember I got in trouble one time, and my dad. Um, I don't know. I think I got in trouble, and my dad had to come, get, walk. I don't know. He was walking the halls with me though. Maybe he was paying for something like maybe like a JROTC uniform or something like that. I remember something like that, or maybe a track and field uniform. I don't know. But I remember he was walking the halls with me. I was in. Some of the kids were at lunch, or in pack. It was right after lunch, and. Um, So like it was really silent. It was really quiet because everybody was like finishing up their lunch. They had gotten to their next classes. The halls had just gotten freshly like empty, and all of the doors were shut. So it's really really quiet. Had some stragglers in the hallways too. So me and my dad are walking, and I'm just just doing what I'm supposed to be doing, focused, and silent. And I was getting those highs and those, "Hey Tony," and people like, especially the girls, like just like speaking to me, and I guess he was watching me interact and engage. What? And when we got out, he was just like later on, like maybe a day or something, or later on in that day, he was like, I remember him saying, I'm gonna paraphrase, like something like I forgot how we got on the topic, but he was like, he was like, I'm proud of you. I was proud of you to see how suave you are, and how cool you are. Like everybody just be talking to you, you just like, yeah, what's up? I was like, what? I be like that? Like so, yeah, I don't know. I just like I always had this like really really calm demeanor about myself. Like this real cool, like I get approachable, real cool demeanor. So anyway, long story short, I learned about my demeanor and stuff through high school. I didn't see it though. I really did not see my demeanor, because to me my demeanor was always like bubbly and extravagant, and I'm gonna come up to you, and not necessarily you gonna come up to me. And I never like realized that I'm the approachable one. Um, I've grown to approach people, but I've always been funny. So I went from, I guess, being arrogant and stuck up seeming, because I remember in freshman year, I didn't have a lot, like, people didn't often approach me. I don't remember having like a, being very popular. Now, Eastern Hills, my first high school I went to was a large school. So I don't really remember in large schools, like it's always got different cliques and different crews, and the cool kids are the cool kids, they're the hip kids, and Jordans and stuff like that. And I was never really like that person, from what I can remember. Um, so I don't really remember having like that friend base. I just remember like seeming like feeling like the outcast, or feeling like the one that was off-putting. But as I got comfortable with people, I started opening up and stuff, um, and things like that. But then around 10th, 11th grade is when I started to open up, come out of my shell, become more confident and comfortable with myself. Um, Not be so mean seeming, actually like get to know people's names. I was always afraid, I remember, of asking people their names, and just making that initial icebreaker. I didn't really know how to do that, and I was scared of judgment by people. But like towards the latter of coming out my shell, um, that just it just was what it was. I had gotten comfortable with my surroundings, and if you spoke to me, I spoke to you back, and I figured out how to just engage and have fun with my teachers and my peers as a whole. Like if we were in class, how to just like be myself and make myself seen, if you will, or noticed, if you will. Not necessarily noticed, but yeah, we'll say that noticed without being obnoxious or offensive. Um, just how to openly enjoy myself and have fun. Um, and that was to go back to my childhood through entertaining. Like I started off with acting in acting out movies. And in high school that translated into just being an expressionist, like an expressionist, like an expressionistic, if you will. Is that a word? I don't know, but an expressionist person. Wow. Ooh. Wow. Expressionist. I hate to let y'all see me go through my process, but here it is. Expressionistic. Oh, I can't believe it. Okay, so an expressionistic. Dang, y'all. An expressive person. I don't know what that word is, but I was just expressing myself. Um, so I don't forgot where that was coming from, where that was going. So yeah, there it is. So I just learned how to just like open up and let people see the inside of me and how I love to have fun. People used to tell, one girl told me, Tony, you just make so many expressions and like you got an expression for everything. And I was just like, okay, cool. Okay. One girl used to tell me like when I'm writing, I used to get like really all up on my paper. She was like, dang boy, like you really into that paper. I was like, oh, okay. 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 So anyway, that was growing up. That was high school. Um, I was just always just cool as a cucumber. Um, friends at all. I never had many foes in high school. Now I did have people who played me, who tried to play me. Some actually succeeded. I used to sell. I used to sell. I was the candy man. I was the candy man in high school. Um, my 11th grade year, I sold the Capri Suns and I sold the candy bars and I had it all in my duffel bag. I was that guy. Some of the jocks, they got over on me, taught me a lot, taught me to, really like speak up for myself, stand up for myself. One guy in particular, I will never forget his name. I'll call him Gabe for now. He got over me probably like no telling how many times. Uh, um, um, yeah. So I forgot where I was even going with that. Um, yeah, I sold the Capri Suns and stuff like that in high school. I don't know where I was going with that. Saved up my money. I didn't do nothing special with it. I got stuff stole from me in high school. At a track meet, I remember my PSP. My PSP got stolen from me at a track meet, and I think Gabe stole it. I'm gonna get my PlayStation Portable back. So, uh, um, yeah, pretty expressive. Um, so yeah, that was high school. Um, I got my first job when I was 16 years old. I started working at 16 years old. like 15, or I think I was like, it was like right before my 16th birthday. So right around 15 years old is when I started working here in A Meat. It was for Burger King, and I got fired from that job for playing on their phones. That's right, I used to prank call, and I prank called my job, or so I thought, and they saw the number on a caller ID, and I got fired. Loved, well, I didn't love Taco Bell. I didn't love Burger King as much as I liked Taco Bell, but Burger King, it was a fun first job. Um, my first like 4 jobs or so were in fast food. Um, I went from Burger King to McDonald's to I went from Burger King for about 6 or 7 months. That was my 10th grade year of high school. To McDonald's, which was I think my 11th, 12th grade year of high school. To I did Popeyes for like a month or so, and ended up like quitting slash getting fired from that job because she wanted me to choose the job over my family. A funny story. So my family, my mom and my 2 sisters, both of my sisters, my little sister, my older sister, Akiri, Miracle, um, my younger sister, Caitlin's a miracle, yes. My younger sister was pregnant at the time, and they had gotten into this really bad accident. It's a miracle that they are alive today. So they were in a rodeo, and after the accident, the rodeo was the size of a compact vehicle. That's how bad it was. My older sister was, I think, my older sister was thrown out the car, the windshield. My mom was pinned and ended up pinned in the back seat, and she was sitting in the front seat with her skull was busted open. My Yeah, it be like that sometimes, JC. And like for real. But funny thing is that like I got fired for prank calling. It's crazy. I learned to tolerate people. But it's funny because my tolerance is getting a little bit lower nowadays, and I don't know what that's gonna lead me to. I know that it's gonna lead me somewhere in the will of God, but my tolerance has gotten lower than it used to be. So yeah, and so I had to take care of my family, and it just so happens that, granted, the schedule was made. I was 19 at the time, or 18 or 19 at the time, working at Popeyes. And yeah, she's like, "Well, you gotta come to work, or else I gotta replace you." And I'm like, "Bitch, like, I'm taking care of my mom and my sisters. Like, they're barely, you know, come on." And she was just like, I was just like, "Well, I ain't coming," which was hard because I wanted to work, but I didn't want to quit my job, but whatever. That's gonna be another story. Start out of my time at Popeyes. So yeah. After that, I went to college at Texas Southern University. Um, I graduated high school in 2009, and in 2010, January of 2010, went to moved to Houston, Texas to go to college. In between May of 2009 and December of 2009, I got a job working with the um, adult care at an adult care facility, working on inside of a housing facility for completely dependent adults, individuals. So working there, I took care of um, adults, and it was really fun. It was a really really fun time. Looking back, I'm like, boy, you did it better then than you do it now. Used to change them, feed them, changed their depends, aka their diapers, bathed them, worked overtime hours, day and night. It was a blast. But that was before, of course, rent came into my life and cell phone bills came into my life and things like that. So it was less stressful, more fun. Uh, it was a great time leading up to college. So college was January 2010 up until May of 2010. And let me tell y'all, that was the most crazy, most living, no holds barred or no bars hold, something like that. No holds barred time of my gay life. What's going on? I felt the vibration. I don't know what that was, but I'm just gonna keep moving. Um, so college at Texas Southern University in Hammond. I mean, in Houston, Texas. Okay. I lived on campus. Oh, Jesus, where do I start? So, keep it light. So I lived on campus during my college days and my college months because I didn't get to a year. Um, let's start with the classes. So I took up general studies, um, and my classes were, I think, an introduction to college algebra or something like that. Um, I took an English course. I don't remember my English instructor professor's name, but she was pretty cool. She had dreads. She really, really wanted to see me succeed, and I didn't understand what that felt then. Um, she really, really wanted to see me succeed, though. I also took. Did I take science? I don't think I took science. I took sociology. Did not know what sociology was about. I took oh my God, I took, I think it was Renaissance art or some type of arts class. And I remember the history of arts during like the Renaissance, um, the Harlem Renaissance and things like that. I didn't know what this stuff meant then. And every now and then it'll come to me like, oh my God, this is what I was learning. Um, I didn't know what it meant then though. College was a lot for me back then. Um, I did not know what the heck was going on. All I knew was I can go to school, I got classes, I get, I'm living at the school, I get free rent. Mind you, rent still hadn't hit me then. I get some money, I know I'm taking out these loans. Um, and we're gonna get into these things too on this channel. Um, Tuition, dorms, education. Um, so yeah, there's a potential of dating there. I discovered promiscuity there um, with no consequences. I discovered having no consequences in college. Ooh, that's what that was. No consequences. Um, and free food. That really wasn't free because it was included in tuition. I took a loan out for that. Um, but it seemed like free food. I discovered having a car, and I have a car note. I also discovered a little bit of what a struggle would look like, but not really having to worry about it. I don't know how I made it through college. I also discovered the gay life, and that I mean clubs every weekend, shopping, not worrying about a bill, Flash being like flamboyant, not feminine but flamboyant. Um, that's why I was introduced to wearing makeup. Well, not really, but just like being able to. Well, that's when I was introduced to wearing lashes. Um, where that's where the fighting for me stopped. I had my last fight in college, um, and that's where I had my pretty much my last. That's where I was like, this fast gay lifestyle. As far as like the drama and things like that would not be for me. It's like I'm over it at this point. Um, so yeah, that was college life. So we're gonna have a whole video dedicated to the college life because I feel like that's worth talking about and worth sharing. Also, what else? So after my first semester in college, I moved back in with my parents because during the spring break, during the summer break, I drove my car. On my way home. I had a blowout in my car. I had I think a 99 Saturn SL. Yep. 1999 Saturn XL or SL, something like that. I don't know which letter it was, and I didn't care. And it had a blowout coming from Houston to Louisiana. And I think that's like 49, or I don't know which highway it is. Um, so, um, yeah, I had a blowout, and I had to call my dad to come and help me. So, oh, Jesus, my dad. Asking my dad to come and help me. Now, granted, he did something that a lot of people probably wouldn't be willing to do, or anybody that's not their son, child. He got it in a car with my uncle, his brother, and they drove like 2.5 hours to come and help me get this tire situated. Like, if that ain't brownie points, I don't know what it is. So, um, they got there, they helped me change my tire, and he was just insistent on driving my car. He was drunk. He insisted on driving my car and drove my car right into a ditch. Now imagine me being already tired from like the stress of, oh my god, my car is blown out. I have nobody within a 2 hour radius to getting it fixed, being badgered into letting you drive my car for some reason, and then having my car ran into a ditch. On top of the car being ran into a ditch, that ain't even it. That ain't even a problem. I'm like, Dad, just leave it there. We can call a tow truck company or something like that. Thank you. And he's just like, no, we can get it out. And da 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 da. I'm trying to make this long story so short, y'all. So he was insistent on the car coming out of the ditch. So he's just reversing and reversing and reversing to the point that my whole front end of the car, like he's in the ditch. Let me make sure. Okay. And so the car is like in the ditch like this. Boom. Right? So he's trying to like reverse, but the front end of the car is like caught, like, because the ditch is like this. And so the car really isn't coming nowhere. The whole front end of the car ended up being teared off. Yeah, it was the worst. It was the worst. So I did not go back to Houston because I was like, just forget it. I'm done with that. I should have went back though. I feel like that was an attack. I should have went back, but God has a way of pulling everything together. I should have went back. We ain't living in Sugar Club with us. But yeah, I didn't go back. I moved to Dallas, Texas instead. I feel like this is a long video, y'all. Ooh, I'm getting tired of hearing myself. Um, yeah, I went to Dallas, Texas, and that's where life, as I know it, began for me. So I'm gonna get off of here because I feel like I'm talking y'all ear to death. I know I'm talking my ear, and plus I gotta go check on my old lady. So I'm gonna be back later on. Thank y'all so much for tuning in and getting to know the first like 19 years of my life a little bit. And yeah, keep it right here. Keep it locked. Keep it locked. Keep it locked.